Kia ora and welcome back to episode 5 in our Minor Month series where we look at live performances in the minor key in the lead up to Halloween. In this week's episode, we're going to take a look at Marilyn Manson and Tyler Bates performing an acoustic version of Sweet Dreams. So let's see what they're up to with their vocal technique. Before I get to the video, I just want to say a huge thank you so much for being here today, everyone. Honestly, if you want to geek out about vocal technique with me, hit that subscribe button because I'd love to see you around here more often. And if you want to learn more about the fundamentals of singing and how to start your singing journey and just get back to the basics, then my Fundamentals of Singing course is coming up very, very soon. We look at the 10 fundamental aspects of improving your singing technique, and I'm giving away a free lesson, so check out in the description below. But let's get to Marilyn Manson. This is obviously like way away from what he's usually doing, so let's go.
Sweet Dreams.
It's like so dry. Marilyn Manson. That's not usually how you see him.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. And some of them want to be a yellow.
Okay, this is like Marilyn Manson's version and original. They could not be further apart from one another. But I am not judging. I'm not necessarily sure that anyone would consider him, you know, the greatest voice of the century. But he does a really fucking good job at what he does do, though. If you're trying to create that sound at the beginning, the volume is so low. I feel like I'm like on a broken record. When you're singing this like metal or, you know, it's rock as well, pop technique as well, take the volume right down, and then you're going to be able to get that really lovely vocal fry coming on. And when you're, mine's extra crackly at the moment because I've got a bit of a sinus cold at the moment. So excuse my slightly nasal voice today. But, if you're trying to create that, we call it slack vocal folds. So when you've got that, what I want you to do is sigh down to your lowest note. And you're not trying to push. It's not, you're not sounding like a dying dinosaur or anything like that. So sigh down to your lowest note. And that's actually each little pop that you're hearing is a movement of the vocal fold. So, I always like to think about it as like you're relaxing. Or Mr. Burns. Try not to push. And then you can bring it into that song with the sweet dreams. This is very low for me, but the sweet dreams are made of this. And I immediately sound super crackly without even trying, okay? I also did just have a coffee as well, so that helps. It's like the magic of coffee and having a slight cold. So, Marilyn Manson. I'm very shocked about the changes into the screaming, but we'll get to that in a second.
Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. I'm moving on. seven seas. Everybody looking for something. Some of them want to yell.
Okay, I just have to start it there before he launches into the second part of that chorus. But again, it's that, and I pointed it out, it's that lovely slack vocal fold with that sweet dreams are made of this. And he's not even really pitching, if you notice that. And he takes the microphone super close to his mouth, takes the volume right down. And if you notice, there wasn't actually much of a difference in the volume between the whispering and the slack vocal folds. So when you're doing the sweet dreams are made of this, making sure again that you're taking the volume right down, because you probably noticed as well in my little Naz video that the microphone that I was using needed a better pop filter, because microphones, they don't like air, okay? So that's why he's not going, sweet dreams are made. He's not whispering really loudly. It sounds like it's loud because on a microphone, the air just gets like boosted massively. So take the volume right down with the sweet dreams are made of this. Yeah, and obviously, this is not set up to be in a situation like that. But and also with the pop filter that I've got on, that's why you're not hearing the whisper quite as loud. But again, for that, you am I to disagree. You can actually practice that slack vocal folds. Making sure that you're not putting any pressure into the sound as well. Let's keep watching, and then we'll talk a little bit about the scream at the end, okay?
Everybody looking for something. Some of them want to yell. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these, and who am I to disagree?
I mean, when you think about Marilyn Manson, you don't necessarily think about him doing a Eurythmics cover of Sweet Dreams, but it's still, he made it his own. If you're thinking about like recording your own covers and stuff like that, this is a fucking good example of how you can turn a song that is like super duper poppy 80s. Annie Lennox is like a vocal god, yeah? But you can take a really poppy sound and turn it into your own style. But did you notice as well that he didn't necessarily change the feel of the beat? You could really still feel that sweet dreams are made of this, but he slowed it down a little bit. And just through the fact that he changed the instrumentation, immediately the feel of the song was completely different. And then obviously he sang it in a Marilyn Manson style, as you would expect from him. Now, the scream, let's move on to that. So if you are someone who is looking to learn how to scream, if you're someone who wants to go into metal, rock, or you're in that area and you're having troubles with your voice, I cannot stress enough how important it is to work with a coach. Even the absolute top singers in the world work with coaches, okay? So I'll put a link down in the description below for my metal coach. He's absolutely fantastic. He's based in Italy, and he and another colleague of his have actually developed a technique for how you can create all of these sorts of sounds, even if you feel like it's something that doesn't really come naturally to you. Like if you're not someone who has screamed forever and ever and ever, But I actually used to live with a death metal band when I was at university, and they would rehearse every single Sunday in our garage. Yes, it was very, very loud, but the singer would always come up to the kitchen, and I'd be eating my breakfast, and he'd be doing his vocal exercises. He'd be doing his and doing his lax vox. Don't want to like tip all the water out. So lax vox is one of these tubes. What it does is it relaxes all of the muscles inside the larynx. It's not a be all and end all, but it is an excellent warm up tool if you are singing really high intensity stuff like rock or metal. But as I say, if you're someone who's having trouble with their voice, work with a trainer. Honestly, you'll come so much further in a short amount of time, and you'll do it much healthier. So I'll put a link in the description below. But the screaming, sorry to say, I actually don't know exactly how he's creating that, because a scream can be created. I know you're like, Zoe, you said you were going to talk about it. Look, there's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? There is more than one way of screaming, and everyone's scream is individual. There's not like one way to do it. So there are things in which you need to watch out for. Now, as you saw there, Marilyn Manson took the microphone right away. That's telling me his scream is rather loud. I mean, you heard it like full on there. But on the other side, I don't necessarily think that he cares too much about the longevity of his voice, because basically he's built a career on making sure that his voice sounds super duper gravelly and crackly and everything like that. But I could be wrong. I'm not judging him. It's just that he immediately tensed up and did all that sort of stuff. And for me, that sort of like rings a couple of alarm bells of going, that's a lot of effort going on there. He's sort of like reaching up for his neck as well. Again, no judgment. I'm just saying, if you're someone who is looking to do this, maybe don't mirror Marilyn Manson's vocal technique. Get some lessons, dudes. If you want to learn more about the fundamentals of singing, and basically it's the fundamentals for every style of singing, then check out the link in the description below for my Fundamentals of Singing course. It's coming out very, very soon. There's more information down below. I cover the 10 first singing lessons that you experience in a singing studio. So I've got even a 50% discount for you awesome YouTube community, because you guys are the best. If you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that we can geek out about vocal technique every single week. But let me know down in the comments what other minor key songs I should be having a look at in the lead up to Halloween. I thought Marilyn Manson, you couldn't get more Halloweeny than him, I don't think. I think I'm going to have a look at some Ozzy Osbourne as well, because like the dude, I think he represents Halloween. But coming up is going to be actual Halloween. So stick around for those videos coming up very soon. But I am super excited about Minor Month. Like, I massively geek out about Halloween. So I can't wait to see you here for more minor songs. So have an awesome rest today. Happy practicing. Ka kite anō.